lead in. Hey, welcome to the, hey, welcome to the starting over. Hello. Welcome to the Casual Podcast. I am your host, Edward Shelton, aka Dark Logos, and this is the show where we look at the casual nature and the therapeutic nature of heroclix. I have had a interesting day today, sitting back, having a nice cup of wine and thinking about all the wonderful elements that we are going to touch on today. Yes. Also, I like to give a big two thumbs up. Big two thumbs up for my good friend Jake Williams. He gave to me probably one of the best mods, best 3D mods for Metropolis. And we know that Jake Williams is known for his excellent sculpting skills and all these wonderful things that he has done for the game of heroclix in the terms of 3D processing and making your own maps look as realistic as possible. Probably not the best player, but maybe in some other dimension, you know what I mean. Anyway, I've thought about today, and I've gotten a ton of emails, and being one of the largest channels on YouTube when it comes to heroclix, I thought to myself, you know what, let me go and explain to everyone how I'm able to make my venue so casual and so fun and so inviting. Because I get emails over and over again, such as, Mr. Yapico. He always asks me, Edward, how do you get so many people to your events? I just don't understand it. We're trying to duplicate that in California. I get Mr. Joins, my good friend, for the other podcasts we do, Let's Talk Comics and Clicks, where we just break down teams and make it fun for you to make your comic accurate, not broken, but comic accurate heroclix teams. And we had Mr. Jerry Cook on there who likes to spur in a little comic book know-how or two, just dab that in there and giving us issues and references. But anyway, so today's episode, we're going to first talk about how you yourself can have a nice casual venue like I do at the Fool's Gaming House here in Kansas City, and then not only that, later on in the show, we're going to go into one of my, legendary type teams that I like to design so that you can have a lot of fun when it comes to the game balance of heroclix. I will let you know, today's team is a little bit of a stinker. So, just if you're feeling a little naughty, I have something for you. Okay, let's get started. So, I get these emails and people ask me, Edward, how do I create the most inclusive, relaxing venue possible? And I truly tell you it's this. The first off, you need to establish some clear house rules. I have two that are very important. Very important. They allow dynamic building and tension and skill to be brought forth in the game of heroclix. The first is the rule of two. Now I know a lot of you are used to your rule of three, and for a period of time I even thought about having the rule of one. But we started to see too many imbalances in that. The game really isn't set up for that. But the rule of two. Now, what that does is it makes it so that stats can't be modified more than two. And you'll see these excellent plays by people that were not even viable before, but are now viable, such as your energy shield deflecting Green Lantern standing proudly out in the middle of the field, ready to take on whatever is coming with his wall of light and shimmeringness coming down from his lovely ring, and he's able to fight those rapscallions on the other side of the field with his awesome willpower. You see things like that. You see martial artists doing their kung fu with their combat reflexes next to the biggest target on the field, really boldly. You don't see a lot of cowering behind walls, and you don't really see as much typical play. You see a lot more just straightforward play with the rule of 2. You don't see crazy damage all the time, except if you field a monster of a figure, your points are worth it. You pay $250, 250 points for that Hulk. He does 5 damage. You earned it. Why is a figure that I paid 120 points doing 5 damage? That doesn't make any sense at all. So what we did with that rule of 2, it allowed for players to be a lot more relaxed, not focus on placement as much, and get into that dice rolling element, into that elements of pure fun that you get when all your figures are just cluttered in the middle of the map, and they're just, throwing energy beams and punches and haymakers and kicks, and weapons are being brandished here and there. The true fun of heroclix, not all this strategy stuff all the time. Just sometimes you just like a good brawl, just a good brawl. All right. So you might be thinking, now what is this second rule that you have established, Edward? Why isn't WizKids picking your brain, asking to retool all the rules all the time? Now here is this. My second rule is this. You can't really bring in resources unless we have an event that utilizes the resources. Not necessarily a WizKids event, but we have a storyline event. So if we have a storyline event, which is, battle for the Infinity Gauntlet, or to steal a ring from the Keepers, or something awesome like that, where resources become a valuable. Okay, but again, you're not always having this Book of the Skull versus that Orange Lantern power battery, or even the power plant always going against, the utility belt. Things like that. There's no need for that. But I will say this, my pure favorite, as of late, has been the Battle for the Cowl, in which you have to pick an heir for Bruce Wayne, aka Batman, if you didn't know. And your heir has to KO the other heir on the other team. And when they do, they get access to the Bat Cowl. And it's just pure fun. It's just pure fun. All of a sudden, you can see the other person's face as they're not fighting for themselves in the win, but they are fighting for the character that they deem fit to be Batman, It's completely, it's mind-blowing. Just mind-blowing, I tell you, mind-blowing. So those are 2 casual rules that I had. I also have just sort of another side rule. You can't go and bring in prize support and play prize support that hasn't been won yet. So if we haven't played for it, you can't play for it. Sometimes I'm a stickler about this, sometimes I'm not. It all depends on how I feel. I know that's not necessarily the best fair way, but we've seen some issues come up. Now, if you're a new player and you didn't know and you went on the eBays instead of supporting your local store like you're supposed to in everything that they do, If you just went on the eBays and you didn't know and you're a new player and you just bought some clicks because you're happy to be in the game, I know I was when I started, and I could see the problem because no one has a ton of money. No one has a ton of money just to be throwing it all over the place. Not everyone is as well off as I am. I bring in a nice little sum from this, YouTube channel and my other endorsements. I even had that wonderful Team Liquid. Team Liquid, the professional esports group. Yeah, they even approached me saying, like, yes, we're thinking about branching into heroclix tournaments. And I said, you know what, Hey, man, we don't need that money stuff here. We don't need that money stuff here. We have a soul of a game. But I will say this, after having a conversation with that man, I got him playing heroclix and he started to see what I was seeing. I tell you. All right. Now, so coming back. Now, here's some other things that I do to try to, make it fun, make people come in. Okay. So what I do is I have a snack table. I have learned that snack tables are purely essential to any game of heroclix. You can't enjoy your game while you're hungry, and just eating a bunch of candy bars just makes you sick, okay? I've been there, you've been there. We've all been to venues that have their fancy smancy candies up there with their chips and their pops and their power drinks all the time, and you just get tired of it. You drink it, you feel sick. You have to go to the restroom right in the middle when the Captain America of your choice is battling that Red Skull, and you're about to lay in that final exploit weakness, and then, of course, your own weakness kicks in. It's not fun at all, I tell you, not fun at all. So, what I decided is, like, I have a biffy, a nice cornucopia of snacks. Just awesome snacks. Now, I usually like to do the pita chips and hummus. Okay, now the pita chips and hummus always goes over well. I never take any of that home. Ever. No matter when I have held an event. Pita chips and hummus, it's like the little elves get a hold of them and take them off. Just gone. Now, I do say this. You want to have some nice chips, preferably pita chips, corn chips, and probably something that's not corn or wheat type chip things, like a vegetable chip, because people have the weird allergies. You can't just assume that everyone can process gluten in corn now, or soy. Now, you just can't. Okay, now, with that same thing in mind, you want to have yes, you want to have a dairy dip, like your French onion, or something along those lines. Your hummus, your bean dip, and then a non-dairy, non-soy dip of choice. Okay. Now that's a little bit tough at times. It's a little tough. I like the salsa. I just like the salsa. But not everyone likes the salsa. It's people can't get their feet behind it. Sometimes I can't either. Get it, salsa feet. Okay. Anyway, so I have the onion dip, or I like nacho dip. Sometimes just nacho dip every once in a while throws those guys into a tizzy. Now, cleaning up the nacho dip, not so much fun. It's not fun at all. Now what you do is I also get like a sheet cake, because you have your nice salty snacks and then you have your sheet cake. Now sheet cake is very cheap from Hy-Vee or Aldi's or wherever you get your sheet cake from. Now, the core element you must realize with the sheet cake is that you really want to get a 50-50 sheet cake, because I've tried all chocolate or all vanilla and I always get complaints. It's like, I don't like chocolate. I don't like vanilla. It's just not my cup of tea. Blah, blah, blah. All those things. You just say, okay, whatever. I have a 50-50 sheet cake. And then you cut a square out of each side to show the people that it's a 50-50 sheet cake. Because if you don't, then they already start complaining before you even get a chance to cut the cake. And I'm just giving you warning, guys. Just giving you warning. It's not fun. It's just not fun. Okay, so the next thing is that you have to get a libation. You got to have the drink. You got to have the drinks there, because people, they start eating the salty snacks, they start eating the cake, and then all of a sudden, their mouth gets dry. and then you have problems. So what I decided, what I decided is as the best option was that I make this ginger ale Gatorade mix. Okay, it's just ginger ale, Gatorade, and here's my little secret. I take one of those little Mio things, those little Mios, and I like squirt half the Mio in there, and they don't know what it is, okay? And half the people I play with don't listen to the podcast anyway, so they're not going to take my idea. But yeah, just a little Mio in there, they don't know what hit them, and it's great. It's just great. Now, the next thing that you have to understand is the placement of your snack table. Because we all know those Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic players are quite well off financially. And you don't really see too many kids. It's mostly adults playing Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh! But they sometimes they tend not to respect your space. But you also have to remember, if you're in a comic book store, like some of the venues I run are, you need to make sure that you put your snack table by those toy collectibles, the ones that people don't really like. You know, those ones from the 90s. Those crappy KB toy X-Men and Fantastic Four that no one ever plays with. You know what I mean? Yes, those, yeah. So you put it there. You don't put them by like the $100 comics, because I paid for that. I accidentally got a little punch over a third. This is a little embarrassing. I had accidentally spilled some punch trying to hand a cup to my wife. I spilled some punch on a 3rd edition Spider-Man. Yeah. You would think that the owner would have it on the wall or something, but it was in the bin, and a few other comics got splashed, and they were cheap. But 3rd edition Spider-Man, wife wasn't too pleased about that one. Yeah. Anyway, so you always want to make sure that your snack table is away from the paper products of the store if possible, just for practicality. You want to make sure that everybody can just come in and enjoy the snacks. Now, you do want to offer some diversity, over the months, but we'll get into that a little later. Now, some of you might be asking, it's like, okay, so Edward, how do you afford all this? Well, the first way that I afford this is that I have a subscription fee. I do well for myself, but I'm not made of money. I mean, I still have bills like everybody else. And I do support some of it out of my own pocket. I'm not a miser, mind you. You don't see Scrooge McDuck, plastered over my head on the internets, do you? No, never. But what happens? What happens is this: I have subscription fees. Now for everyone to play for the month, I just say flat $5, everyone. Okay, so you pay your $5, and then everybody feels good. Okay, so that means you just get to come into play. That covers the prize support, the extra stuff WizKids does. We have a good turnout. We have really good turnouts. So, $5 once a month, that's not a problem. Then that's the first tier of giving. Okay, the second tier of giving is $10 a month. Okay, $10 a month. What you get to do is you still get into the tournaments. Okay, you still get access to prize support. Okay, what you do is you can get a partial store credit. And you also get to vote on scenarios for the upcoming weeks. So being able to vote on scenarios is a really powerful thing, because if you just pay $5, you can't vote. Now, you might say, Edward, you're such a tyrant, anti-democratic, and all this other stuff. No, we're just trying to give people incentives for contributing toward the snacks and toward the store, and making sure that, we can keep doing this and having these wonderful events that everyone seems to be loving. Okay, now I have what I like to call the $20 level. The $20 level lets you design out scenarios for voting. You get to vote, and you get to participate inside of the tournament. Okay, and that's at the $20 level. Okay. And the $25 level lets you do all the things, stated previously. And you get to help pick out the snacks for that month. Now, note, you don't get to monopolize the smorgasbord now. We had that happen once, and we just had vegan everything. And then the next month, another guy just brought meat-based everything. And it was not good. It was not good. There's just a lot of anger and a lot of hungry stomachs. Plus, you eat too much pork now. It just starts to mess with you. It's just not the good things. Not the good things. Anyway, so that's how we support it. Now, you might be saying, well, what about the families? What about the families? Well, we have a family package. It's just $50. You get the adults of the household get to vote. The kids don't. I'm sorry. Just that would be too much cheating. And everyone gets to eat. So technically, you come out ahead. Come out ahead. All your kids can participate. We do have one prize per family, though. One prize per family. Because we don't want one family just going away with all the LEs now. We want to share it around. All right? So, these are things that, just for you to think about. If you don't have a huge venue like I do, then your price points can be a lot lower. Trust me. I remember when I was starting out, just, it was $1, $2, $3. You do what you can. And, you have a few people, you can split a bag of Doritos, and everyone calls it good. So those are the core elements. And what I have found is by encouraging players to create storylines and dynamic visions, it makes people engaged to play the game of HeroClix. You don't need to have this competitiveness you really don't. You just need to just sit down and enjoy the fact that you're reenacting in first-person view the game of HeroClix. Just a testament to my methodology that I've created. I enjoy having these wonderful scenarios in which we just sit down and role play, and I will field the army as a judge. It will be this mountainous, milestone of comic book eventdom, like Red Skull and tons of Hydra agents, or what was it? I remember the one time I fielded Starro and a bunch of Starro mind control Justice League members, and it was fun. Not that fun overall, but it had some fun to it. The least fun was Galactus. Galactus was the least fun. That didn't help at all. But if you have all the rest of the venue, just bring a character in, and they role play as that character, and they fight and they struggle as that character, and when that character dies, there's impact on the field. There's these remnants of humanity that just comes out and spews forth, and it's unknown to the player that they empathize with the plight of that little plastic figure on the board and all that it represents, because they understand that little plastic person is not just the avatar of them, but the avatar of all their hopes and dreams and aspirations in life. And it's just wonderful to think about. Anyway, so like I said, I found that this methodology works, and it allows you to grow your venue, allows you to have lots of fun, and allows you to actually sort of take part in this nature of comic books, bringing it to real life, and you are able, yes, you are able to be the hero that you can't be in this life, but you can be on that little board. So, all right. So I've sort of pontificated enough on how I run things. If you ever want to see how I run an event, I have a video on the channel about the venue, how I run it, what it looks like, some setups, just to give you some logistic ideas if you want to do it. I know like I said, I've gotten lots of emails about that, so definitely check that out. I haven't left you all hanging, okay, as the guys say out there on the street. I haven't left you hanging. So, all right. Now, let's get into today's theme team construction. Now, this one, I really had to turn on my Dr. Evil with my little pinky in the corner of my mouth. I was like, okay, I really don't play too many villain teams. But I really was looking at this ruling by Gen Con. And they said that pretty much Gen Con sent a notice out to the very liberal state of Indiana and just said, hey, if you don't tax us less, we're moving out of Gen Con and taking our $85 million with us. And I was like, oh, wow, that's some corporate greed there. Because really, when you think about it, why the heck would Gen Con put out any points on anything unless it has to deal with their bottom line? They really don't care about the economy of Indiana. They really don't. They just care about their pockets. There's no social justice there. So I started to wondering, like, okay, now who else in the realm of heroclix has this sort of grubby money grubbing mindset? And I was like, well, Iron Man does, but I was like, I didn't want to touch on too many, love for that character and his plight with alcoholism and womanizing and several other things. But I did think, like, okay, what's one of his main villains? And so I went through the list of several sets, and I saw one that stood out to me. Now, we're not going to pick on Mandarin, just because I feel like, it's a little bit minority bashing with the Mandarin, and he didn't get named that well, and it wasn't the best times during heroclix, or really during comic books in general. So what we're going to look at is we're going to look at Justin Hammer. Yes, just Justin Hammer. Now, Justin Hammer is the epitome of corporate greed. He's a soulless little man beast that loves nothing more than money. And so I thought, let me make a little naughty team to really explore the essence of corporate bastardization of America. So there's two Justin Hammers for you to look at. Now, the first is the Invincible Iron Man common Justin Hammer. And so he has the Hammer Industries keyword. Now, the common set Justin Hammer is more of a behind-the-scenes sort of sneaky bastard guy. He has I know all the players as his trait, characters with the armor, hammer. Get it, armor, hammer? Anyway, armor, Hammer Industries, or robot keyword may be targeted by Justin Hammer's outwit or perplex, if they are within 10 squares, regardless of range and line of fire. So he sort of just says, hey, I can hide out. I can do these things. And I can, just bam, get you. It's like, oh, I've made your day a lot worse, and you can't touch me, but I can touch you. Next, he has a defensive special power that says it's all above the board and legal. Like anything corporate America does is above the board and legal. Justin Hammer can use Mastermind. He can use it to transfer damage to characters of 150 points or less if they are within 3 squares and have the armor, Hammer Industries, or robot keyword. Now, here's the thing is that it doesn't say friendly characters. It just says characters. And so you can just be like, boom, Iron Man tries to hit me. Are you 150 points or less? I just throw it back at you, Iron Man. Because I'm an evil, soulless corporate drone myself. Now, going on to the next element is you have another Justin Hammer. The second Justin Hammer comes from the Fast Force. I think it's a Gravity Feed. No, not the Fast Force. It's a Gravity Feed. The Gravity Feed one, he has mind control because he cannot let the working man be free. He must manipulate them into doing his bidding. And so he also has a special power that says Justin Hammer can use Outwit and Perplex. He also has toughness because corporate America has hardened him. Yet, he really tries so hard to look like he came out of some sort of gentleman's club from the 1950s. Probably did. I think he looks like that well-known feminist Hugh Hefner. That's what I think he tries to look like. but I don't think it works for him. All right, now let's go on. Let's go on. Now, a lot of people will say the core, the pure core of a Hammer Industries team is Detroit Steel, and I really do not think that that's the case. See, the Detroit Steel is not fun for anyone. Okay, so what I decided was I was just going to ignore Detroit Steel because he's not fun to play against, not really epitomizing this soulless, corrupt sort of individual in his Hammer Industries that he runs. I decided that the core crux of the team is the epitome of corporate America, which is the drone, the Hammer Industries drone. Because that's all you are to them, is just a drone as you work for them, okay? No creativity, no uniqueness. You are cog number 589. And so, first off, the drones have heat-seeking missiles. They have improved targeting, and they ignore hindering terrain. Then they have a special power on damage that says, this isn't a rescue, it's an ambush. It's an ambush of your dreams. When Hammer Industries drone carries a character with the Hammer Industries keyword and a lower point value, Mr. Justin Hammer, modify the defense value of both characters by +1 until your next turn. And if you play it right, with 2 Hammer Industries drones, you can just running shot carrying Justin Hammer twice, and then he has a +2 defense. Yes, because it does not say, if not only already done by this effect. Because sometimes WizKids really, really, really doesn't pay attention. They really don't. Sometimes... I wonder if there's a parallel universe out there where WizKids pay attention to wording and players care and are involved and interact and give positive feedback, and they listen and do things that benefit the players in the community. I wonder if such a dimension exists. Probably, like a dimension where I do strategy and tactics and hardcore heroclix. In that dimension, maybe. In a hell's chance. Anyway, let's go back. So they're 6 clicks deep, and they are awesome. They have toughness, and like I said, they epitomize the essence of what corporate America does. So you have to have two of them. So much, 2 of them. All right, now the next character that we are going to be looking at is Blizzard. Blizzard is a great example of balance and thought outness by WizKids. Now, because Blizzard is 75 points, okay, he has running shot and pulse wave, but he only has 2 damage. He has a defensive power that says Blizzard can use barrier and energy shield deflection. When he uses barrier, you may also place a hindering terrain marker in the square he occupies. Well, here's the thing. It sort of just shows right there that he cannot escape the control of Justin Hammer, because this guy does not fly, nor does he ignore the effects of hindering terrain. So he can't escape the own cold that he's generating himself. Then he has a special damage power later down the dial, which is Ice Shard Storm. Blizzard can use Pulse Wave. When he does, hit opposing characters 75 points or less can't be moved or placed until your next turn, and you may give an action token to one hit character of 150 points or less. So he sort of just says, just get locked down. Get locked down. You can't go anywhere. You can't be free from this corporate America binding that we have. You're just screwed. Just accept it. Just sit there and freeze. Let your heart freeze over. That's what Blizzard is. It's an epitome. It's an epitome of the man that is crushed and has no other options or choice but to work for this corporate America, this corporate guy named Justin Hammer. All right, now we have that. We have him on your team, so we got to have that. Now some people might say, Hey, Edward, you know Dark Logos, you probably want to have that Crimson Cow lady on there, just to get some diversity. And normally I would be like, yes, you are correct, but she is a little too strong because she has leadership, and then if she had a point, as if she had a point value of 150, and so she just takes tokens off of everybody all the time. She just keeps rolling leadership and leadership and leadership, and the second part is this problem. When she does and succeeds, she may also remove an action token from an adjacent character that shares a keyword with her, regardless of point value. So she just keeps taking tokens off of all these people and allowing them to attack and attack and attack and attack. Ever since WizKids redid leadership, I'm really not a fan of it. I am a guy that likes my little tactics now and then. But really, to say that I can TK characters out, plus remove tokens from them, and it's just a little too strong. Just a little too strong. So what I like to look at is one figure that I feel really taps into the nature of this being of Justin Hammer and his family. You see what I did there? So Sasha Hammer is a must play. Now let's go into that. Sasha Hammer has a 5 range, so she's on the same range as the Hammer drones. She has sidestep, she has invulnerability and outwit, because that's what she does. She just outwits people. Okay, now what ends up happening is with the low damage, she forces you to think just a bit. Just a bit. But still, she's able to get those solid shots in there. She has a couple of powers that just make your opponents think. The first is Villainous Lineage. When a friendly character named Crimson Cow, Mandarin, or Justin Hammond is adjacent to Sasha, they each modify their attack values by +1 if not already modified. So automatically there, she will act as the bodyguard of Justin Hammer, just buffing his attack so he can do his little things. And then you have the Steal a Dead Man's Armor. Now this is more of what I feel corporations do. They just go and they take ideas from people out there just trying to get ahead, and then just use it for themselves. When a character with a different name, the armor or robot keyword, in 150 points or less would be KO'd, you may roll a d6 on the result of a 5 or a 6. Return that character to the map in Sasha's Hammer square on a click number that the same number of clicks from the starting line as her click number. That character is now friendly. Friendly character in Sasha Hammer is KO'd. So she just pretty much says, hey, Iron Man, you're about to die. I roll, and guess what? I now have that lovely Stark Industries tech. So that's pretty fun. Then you look at your overall build, and you're like, yes, we're over 300 points, so it's like, yes, we're over. Now, the Justin Hammer that I usually resign to, because I'm playing Sasha, is the one from the Gravity feed. And so that usually puts us around 383. Now, I have another character that I like to add on. I used to like the Ironmonger 2.0, but it was too ridiculous what he was doing. It was just way too strong. My opponents were not having any fun. The suicide bombings just made us think of 9/11 over and over again, and what was going on in various places in South America. And we were just like, no, we come to play heroclix to escape from reality and have fun. So what I decided to try to get some of that childhoodness in there. So I add in this funny little man called the Melter. The Melter. Now, the Melter is 86 points. He has a trait. Improved targeting. Improved targeting ignores blocking terrain. When a ranged combat attack resolves any blocking terrain along the line of fire, to the target is destroyed. So he is quite a hoot. He has Psychic Blast, he has Energy Shield Deflection, and he has 3 damage. So with the sidestep, he's a bit borderline, a little too strong, but he gets the job done. Now he gets the job done, and then he has this Molten Armor special power. Is if Melter targets a character with the armor, robot, or vehicle keyword, modify his attack and damage values by +1, and if he hits, he can use Outwit until your next turn. But when he does, he may only target the hit character. So it's a little fun. It's a little fun. Him with his little melting armor thingies. So, the Masters of Evil team ability is sort of, allows you to just keep on going and going and going and going and going. Now, I really want to say this. Like you might think like, well, okay, I have a 500 point game. I'm getting up there. I'm not quite at that 500 points. So what I usually do is I look at they have the alternate team ability. And the alternate team ability has its place. It pretty much just allows you to use Perplex on a character with armor, Hammer Industries, or robot keyword. And you can use it on anything but damage values. Okay? And you can't just stack a whole bunch of them on there. So overall, I just like that. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 6 of those guys there. So we just click this Hammer Industries thing 6 times. And of course, it leads us at a perfect 499. So that's our fun theme teamy of the week. I really hope you all go out there and try it out, maybe against an Iron Man or 2, and just see how if you really get that evil America feel, that evil corporate America feel, or even that trying to take over the world feel, that's common. Just think about that and wonder, like, hey, is there a better way for us to do business? Is there a better way for us to interact and be more globally responsible and economically responsible individuals? Yes. All right. That is it for today's show. You can follow me on the Facebook, Casual Podcasts of HeroClix. That's the Facebook page. Then you can also follow me on Pinterest, the Clixer, Casual Clickster. Yes, Casual Clickster on Pinterest. I do really love Pinterest. I spend so much time there. My wife and I just look at Pinterest and we just like, so much fun. Then, of course, you can follow me on Twitter. I am in the top 5,000 of Twitter users now. So I feel pretty good about myself. If you think about it, I'm in the top 5,000, at Clicks Casual. At Clicks Casual. So you can always find me there, spending all my life just on Twitter and on Pinterest. I really need to probably do something else. But, with all this free time I have, between, doing podcasts and working in the community, feeding the hungry, and, recycling, social media just slips into those cracks so that in between times, and you just can't help it. All right, so that's today's show. And I really hope that you enjoyed every little nugget I gave. And if you have your own, you just hit me up on the socials, and as the kids say, and we'll get down and jive with it, All right, so remember, everyone, go out there. Meditate on the universe, relax, and have fun. That's today's show. You can hit me up at Start Over Pod. It came from outer space and told me, man, I need to probably stop recording while the dimensional transmitter is working on it. Yeah, I've been working on this, like, the space-time technology for a while, but every time I try, All I get is static. Maybe Mr. Kaku was wrong. Maybe there aren't infinite amount of dimensions out there. Anyway, if there is, there's probably one where I'm like talking about casual heroclix or something. Like a hell's chance for that. Anyway, you can email me at startingoverpodcast@gmail.com. That's startingoverpodcast@gmail.com if you wish to opine. Keep it piffy, keep it interesting, keep it awesome, baby. What do you think about today's show and all my super secret tech that I put out there about why Hammer Industries is freaking broken as all get out, because you can bust Justin Hammer up to all silliness with entities and a few other things with the Hammer drones. Also, what did you think about some of the interactions that we have about how to make your venue more competitive? I really want some feedback on that. Just some thoughts. I really do like the idea of, hey, sending people to the podcast, sending people to AC Realm, sending people to various other cool sources so they can get information. So those are just my thoughts. Last but not least, you can donate to me on the blog, startingoverpodcast.blogspot.com. If you want to hire me for personal coaching or whatever else, just let me know. Just to let you know, guys, FYI, I got a new job. So I'll be working that 8 to 5. Yeah, that 8 to 5, which is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I actually have a normal life Monday through Friday, and I'll be working for Target on Saturday. So I'm not leaving Target. Brother got bills. So any sort of coaching that I would do would probably happen after 5 p.m. Central. It would most likely be somewhere between like 5:40 and 6. Central Standard Time. So just sort of keep that in mind. My only day off is Sunday, and I sort of do want to keep it that way. But if there's no other day, then let me know, and we'll try to manipulate a Sunday or whatever. All right. That's it. I know today's episode has been, really intense. A lot of stuff focused that we focus on competitive play, but I do think maybe we have some nuggets that we can sort of get out of that Detroit Steel with the hammers. Just I see it coming back, people. Detroit Steel, hammers, ruining your day. All right, thank you for listening, and remember, we all got to start over.